What is happening, my people? Perfected Chaos here, and we are back on Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. So I have something special for you today, and this is the limited time event for killing the Karnak Twins. And a great little event, short event, but yeah, great nonetheless. As you can see in the background, we're hitting the damnation to get the highest rewards. So there's two rewards that you can get. Both are cosmetic items I will show at the end. The mission itself is a variation of an assassination mission. I was really pleased with how strangely similar it felt, but at the same time variably different. A few areas are cut off. It's very short, but great mission, and I highly recommend you getting on and giving this a go yourself. I will do my best to try and guide you through and explain some of the tactics that I think you could go with that might make your experience slightly easier. In terms of the team composition, I am running with a friend, Bane of Fenris, big shout out to you buddy, and two randoms. Although one of the randoms quit instantly, we did get another random back before the mission actually started. So loading into the mission, one of the first things that I thought was, wow, this looks really creepy, and has a very similar feel, like I said, but at the same time it's quite creepy and dark, and it's got like a red sort of haze to it. I really thought they've done quite well with the level design to make it feel slightly different than just your standard assassination mission. Although the map level you will be very familiar with, there are some moments where you're like, oh, okay, this is different, and I'll try to point them out for you. So dropping down into the mission itself, one of the things that you will notice is there isn't really many hordes or groups and packs of enemies. The enemies are quite sparse, they're few and few between, and straight off the bat we're straight into a fight with one of the twins. Now they will consistently just appear, and you fight them. You don't actually kill them until the end. So we had the sword sister first, just jumping in here. I'm trying to just keep her off me. I'm not trying to go all out. I was unsure of what my team were doing, and really just wanted to just try and maintain my health, because later on you're going to find that there's a lot of corruption that can really mess you up pretty quick. But if you've played any of the Damnation missions, the new Carnival missions, you'll see these turn up. You sort of beat them up until there's like hardly any health left, like now, and then they'll just straight up disappear.
Escaped? Perhaps that is for the best. Explicator, extract your strike team.
They can still accomplish their mission. I have faith in them.
And will you have faith in their corpses? You heard her. Wolfer knows. This is a trap.
It is an opportunity.
I've warned you before about your obsession with Wolfer.
This isn't obsession. It's strategy. We need to fight back.
We will, but not yet. Plans are in motion.
And how many more will die while you scratch at your data plate?
You must not let it become personal. Wolfer's time will come.
Yes, it will.
If you've actually played any Damnation assassinations, you would know by now that we would have been overwhelmed by hordes and hordes of enemies, which we're not getting right now. It's very straightforward runs from each fight to the next fight until one of the twins turns up. And this is the second opportunity now where we're going to get the second twin to turn up in this area. There really isn't many enemies for you to deal with, but just do your best to try and get through this as quick as possible. It really isn't overly challenging dealing with the enemies. If you've played on Damnation, you shouldn't struggle here at all. But this time we have the brother, the gunner brother. He's turning up now. Do look out for try and highlight the boss if you can. It makes it easier for the team to deal with and see everything. There were there is a lot of that green smoke about, and that's what's going to cause you corruption. It's going to eat away at your health and toughness real quick if you spend time in it. The fight itself, I must admit, I don't feel like the battle itself was that challenging. There's just a few tactics really that in these middle phases that you can do well to help with. So one of them is avoiding these red patches on the floor, because that will inevitably just explode and then strip your toughness. But as you saw there, we dealt with that pretty quickly and we're moving on. The first variation for the mission is coming up shortly, where normally when you come up the top of these stairs here, you'll have to activate a button and you'll be here to fight for a while. That doesn't exist in this mission. It's just a straight run all the way through and up the stairs into the next engagement.
Everyone is expendable, yes, even this strike team. But if they die here and now in a trap planted into, Walter will crow about it from the rooftops. Go and do weeks of work.
So as we approach this section here, normally you're able to jump down in front of you. That's been blocked off and fenced off, so there's a no-go area. And if you play Damnation on the Assassination, generally you can just jump forward. But here's the first variation. Rather than turning to the right, which we would normally do, we're now into a new area. The tactics for this area is to stay up on this raised platform here and do your best to just deal with the enemies as they turn up. You really must watch out for the trappers. The trappers are the worst. They can soon stop a run pretty quickly if you don't react quick enough. But in terms of the enemies that are here, there's nothing overly special, nothing really that you've got to overly worry about. There's a few maulers and some gribblies and stuff. As you can see here, 2 of my buddies went straight down on the team, so we need to get them back up ASAP. In a minute, a few crushers will spawn, but generally, just try and stay up on this platform and work yourself as well as you can. The level here itself, it's just great. It feels really good and fast to play. Here are the crushers, as I mentioned. They get dealt with pretty quickly and swiftly, and we move on to the next section. So if this has helped you in any way, don't forget to give this video a like, and if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button.
It gives the meat such a flavour.
So the third engagement now, the melee twin turns up, the sister. So this is the second time meeting her on the level here. Again, do your best just to deal with her. There is a few hordes that come now, but again, it's nothing overly. I don't feel like any of this. I didn't feel overwhelmed in these sections. It's anything less than a normal Damnation. So you shouldn't really, if you don't have any problems on a normal Damnation, you shouldn't have too many problems there. And as you can see, very swiftly the sister got dealt with, and again we're moving on.
Now for some stuff!
The treasure box net is ablaze. If you want to extract your keys, it must be now.
I have to get to water.
No. What? Very well. Explicator Zola, I relieve you of your responsibilities to this mission.
No, you can't. You can't do it.
Strike team, do try to stay alive. I will arrange extraction.
Hounds nearby! Already dead! Barrel's gonna boom!
Okay, so this is the fourth engagement with the twins, and we have the melee sister again, very short time after just the last engagement. Like I said before, there really isn't that too many hordes, but just do your best to try and deal with the twin here. If you notice in the background, the second twin has turned up halfway through that fight, so we're now in this engagement dealing with both twins almost at the same time. The brother, I think, is the worst of the two twins because of the gunfire. It can really mess you up pretty quick. But again, just try and stay close to the team and do your best to put down the damage that you can put down while still maintaining staying alive. There are several of these new stims laying around. I highly recommend using them and carrying them at all time. You can use the stims to help heal other people. So again, that went pretty smoothly considering we had both twins in this engagement. But very briefly, we're moving on now to head to what is the finale.
Yes, I see. Understood. Alternate extraction is not available. The only way out is through. But you want to take no chances. No fancy work. No prisoners. Kill anyone in your path, including the twins. Their deaths will solve something from this error.
So in this section we would usually head up the stairs to the left, but they've cut a huge chunk of this map out. We're going to go into this elevator now and we're going to meet the final engagement where we will see a cutscene with the brother and sister.
Don't they look desperate, brother? If only we could make this last.
You never change, sister. Still playing with your food.
There's no flavour without sport. Eat your flesh.
Okay, so we're now in the final engagement where we have to fight both twins at the same time. There is a few mechanics here that you're going to have to be aware of. So once you've put one twin down, you'll see that there's that stream of light coming from one twin to the other. The downed twin is going to be fed, have its shields replenished by the twin that's standing. So do your best when one twin goes down to get the team onto the twin that's still standing. Another mechanic here is you can see that there is this green haze on the floor, but there is a single patch where the fan is spinning. You can see the shadow on the floor, keeping this area clear. This is going to be quite key for you surviving through this. This is an absolute nightmare of a phase, this, because as you can see, that area on the floor has now changed to a different section. So be aware of that, because it will eat away at your health so quickly that before you know it, you'll have nothing left. The game does a really good job of spawning snipers and trappers in the background that's really going to mess up your flow when it comes to dealing with the twins. Not only have you got to dodge the little circles on the floor that will explode if you stand on them, which will shred your toughness, you've also got to deal with the sneakiness of the fact that they will turn up in the background. And as you can see here, I am getting absolutely wrecked. My health is ruined. I also think prioritizing trying to get rid of the twin with the gun, because it will shred you. Luckily we did have a psycho with a bubble, and that really did play quite well for us. I must admit, I thought the bubble was gonna going to do well, and it did. It really did. So you see there, that twin went down. The first thing you want to do is get onto this second twin, like I said before, and try and deal with that. My team are going down. I was losing hope, but regardless, we stuck together. We did our best to manage what is absolute mayhem of a section. I mean, this battle itself, absolutely brilliant. Really tested the metal, really put my build to the test. I'm doing my best here to try and keep up the team and try and stick together, which is very difficult. Very difficult. You can see there that trapper, he fired his trap shot off and then ran out the door. I did go down, but thankfully didn't die. So, you know, keep that in mind when you're playing with people. Try to stick together. Try and get people up as quick as possible. Don't allow people to stay down on the floor. Again, we're into this smoked field section. Again, you just have to you visually have to not just be aware of where the enemies are, but you do have to watch this gas. This gas changes positions. The fan will move, and before you know it, you're swinging away, you're trying to stay alive, and you're sat in gas. As you can see right now, the gas is moved. You just have to forget the enemies and move. As much as you have to kill the enemies, staying out of that green gas is your utmost priority. So at this point here, we've got the twins down. Their health seems to be dropping pretty quickly now. They don't have that overshield. Try your best just to deal with these hordes, but you really do need to deal with the twins. We're getting close here. We're shredding the twins at this point. I'm not quite sure what is the best tactic for dealing with those shields, or what is the best weapon you can have, or team comp. But as you can see there, we got them, dealt with them, and now it's just a game of clear up and staying alive. So really at this point the twins have turned back up again. They're now on their last sections of health. This is the final part of this battle, and the game really does just throw everything at you at this point. As you can see in the background, that gun off the brother is absolutely tearing me up. But by the skin of our teeth, we just kind of grin and bear it. We've done a little rescue here, clutch save, got everybody back up. But I got to say, man, this is a really challenging section. This was my second attempt to try and complete this. I noticed that one of my team members is down. I'm going to make my way over to him. I tried to grab a little bit of health just before getting him up. But as you can see up the top there, the twins really don't have much left at this point. We have done 90% of the work, and it really is just focusing on trying to get this last bit of health out of them. But there really is, you see, that they go down, and instantly you really must focus on trying to stop them from replenishing each other's shields, to try and minimize the amount of time that you're going to be in this engagement, because the longer it goes on, the worse it's going to be for you.
Tidily accomplished. Your extraction is waiting. It's not exactly been textbook, but be assured, I'm very impressed by your ability. I am certain we will speak again soon.
And there you go, that is the mission completion, and we unlock the 2 rewards. The one that really matters is the Orthus Veteran. Just coming into the end screen here, I give a little GG, shout out to the team that I ran with. But again, this fantastic, very challenging, great level, and I highly recommend it. Going into the cosmetics, it's the insignia that you're looking at. There's the 2 insignias. But the one that really matters is the Orthus Veteran. So, my name is Perfected Chaos. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.